Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined with Marco Bura and Miguda this evening, where we want to give our views on what is happening in the political landscape of this country and any other news that might be taking the headlines right now. To begin with, let me take this opportunity to hear from Marco Bura.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to first greet everyone who is watching and not forgetting you and be good at the studio. I want to take this opportunity to thank God for this opportunity, and we are grateful for everything. As we get into this discussion, we hope that we'll have a discussion that is centered towards the betterment of the Republic of Kenya.
Mm. All right. Thank you so much, Makobura. Nice to hear from you. Miguda, how are you doing, sir? All right. Thank you so much. I think there's a problem with Miguda. I cannot get from him. Thank you so much once again for.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first let me pass my greetings to you and all of our viewers who will view right now and in future. And welcome each and everyone to the show.
Okay. Thank you so much. There's quite a lot that is going on right now, especially in the political uh, field. To start with, especially. Let's go to what is happening, especially for Junnet Muhamed. As you know, Junnet Muhamed was director of elections, especially in Azimio. So there's an accusation that is one of the people that bungled the election, and he cannot account for the money that was given out by the fourth president, that is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to facilitate the agents. And that has been the conversation that is going on. And this one has sparked the conversation. And where did this one start from? Especially remember when Junnet was having his cup where president was invited, and even before president was, he went up attacking President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And by that alone, things came out, guns blazing, and everything right now he's pointed at him. And just to give you something here, the Standard accuses Junnet Muhamed of sabotaging Raila Odinga 2022 bid. The story reveals claim that Muhamed failed to deploy or pay ODM agents in Mount Kenya, despite Kenya shillings 500 million from former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta costing key votes in 2022. Raila's former chief agent, that is another one. Now, that is second. Another accusation is coming from Raila chief agent again. Raila chief agent again, that is Raila former chief agent Saitaboy Ole Konchori and ODM secretary Edwin Sifuna leveled the accusation, while Muhamed denies them, blaming Uhuru camp like Karanja Kibichu 3 months after Raila Odinga's death in October 2025. The feud between Muhamed and Sifuna is fracturing ODM ahead of 2027 with calls for Oburu Odinga to unite the party. That is also something that we're going to talk about. Also, yesterday we saw quite a number of ODM members, especially from the Luo Nation, made a U-turn, especially concerning Edwin Sifuna, including Eddie, who had already petitioned the party to remove Edwin Sifuna, and he has withdrawn that and call upon the party leader Oburu Odinga to take charge. And just to give you a brief, or just to give you what Eddie was accusing Sifuna of. among other things that Eddie was accusing Sifuna of, let me just find that. Let me see. 204. He accused Sifuna of so many things, and he has withdrawn the the petition, especially. So one of the things was he wrote that illegally usurging the powers conferred upon the party leader under Article all that by purporting to negotiate for coalition, indisciplined and dishonest by publicly denying the party involvement in the broad-based government arrangements, which is a position that which has been passed by the relevant party organ, frustrating the party efforts to meet the objective under Article. So all that's what Eddie was accusing Sifuna of, but he has withdrawn that. And what could have done that? That is one thing that we are going to discuss again. We are also going to, especially Gathoni wa Mushomba, made some remarks, especially concerning the Senator Karungu Dhangwa, especially about the DCP. And from the look of things, it seems that he's very loyal to UDA party. Yeah, so that is also something that people are also talking about and asking her stand. Where is her stand concerning all this? So that is what is happening right now. And Sifuna also is trending. And let me see what everybody is saying. If Sifuna has spoken, this somebody is quoting what Raila said sometime. If Sifuna has spoken, he has a right to do so. And if you differ with him, then speak out. Isn't that democracy? I have not said that you should not speak about certain issues in the party. If you have an issue, speak up, even if you think I have made a mistake. That was Raila then. That was on 25th of July, 2025, that Raila was speaking about that. So this is what is happening. And somebody, if you know, Colonius Correa Rono say that Edwin is counting the last days as he is about to be removed as ODM secretary and Senate Deputy Minority Leader. The process has started and his fate is sealed. Hii imeenda. Hiyo ndio iko. Eddie Okech withdraw motion to expel Edwin Sifuna from ODM party, citing respect for Raila spirits. That is what is there. This one is Mondi Karoli is still just reminding us some of the things that he's saying. This is what Omondi Karoli said, then we will get your views. Omondi Karoli is a senator, is a member of parliament for Suba. Senator Eddie Okech is once again the complainant against his colleague, Senator Edwin Sifuna, over allegations that have no legal legs to stand on. He was the hired assassin against us and lost, and together with ODM, we were ordered to pay us cost. He will most certainly lose again. So Omondi Karoli is bringing another angle, especially if you remember Omondi Karoli were among the members of parliament, especially from the Luo region, who actually started to work with President William Ruto before the broad-based government. And he said the person who initiated that is Eddie Okech, and now he has done it against Sifuna. He said that he's hired. That is not my words. Those are words of Honorable Omondi Karoli. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining. So these are some of the things that we are going to talk about. And let me take this opportunity because Joseph did not say hi when we started. So Joseph, how are you doing?
Yes, how are you, my brothers? Miguda and Marco Bura and Brother Benson. I think I've heard what you have been talking about. Mine is okay. I've been doing fine. But I think also I saw some news. I don't know if it is true or it was not true that the party leader Uburu Odinga said that Sifuna is not going anywhere. So and also the charges leveled against Sifuna by Edigo Kiech, which were dropped. One of them was that he joined a party. He's trying to endorse ideas of a different party. Well, their ideas of ODM and UDA. So those I think were one of the charges. So I don't know if that story is true about the party leader, because I saw it somewhere. But he has said Sifuna is not going anywhere.
Okay, thank you for that info. We will, I know we will get it at some point, but it is good. I knew for a fact that Sifuna, it was not going to be very easy, because like when I saw people like Otiende Amolo, leaders like Otiende Amolo and Billy Odhiambo decided to come in to do that and to look at the wider picture, you know, there must be something that happened even before that. And based on the information, especially that has been published by Standard and put the Junnet on spot, I think those are some of the things that might have triggered the removal or expulsion of Sifuna from the SG position, and also maybe in how the lawyer community or the Western community are now viewing the ODM. So there are quite a number quite a number of events that might have taken place for the party to reach where they have reached, and also maybe they might have realized that they're not the people who are fighting Sifuna. There must be a force somewhere outside the framework or outside the party of ODM who is fighting Sifuna. So those are some of the issues that we are going to look at. Matiang'i also he did defend President Uhuru Kenyatta about the issue of his political name being dragged into the daily politics of our country. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let me take this opportunity also to ask Makobura, then we go down Miguda, then Joseph. Makobura, what do you think happened to...
Also, one thing I want to add as we are commenting, so that maybe in perspective, is that Junnet has already taken to court to sue the Standard.
He sued the Standard?
Yeah,
okay.
He sued the Standard by the senator, who is the senator of where is called who? This guy is a senator from Luo Nyanza. He's a Luo Nyanza senator. His name is. He was supporter of UDA so much.
Tom Ojienda.
Yeah, Tom Ojienda.
Is illegal? Is a council?
Big representative.
Okay, you know that's good. You know, before Makobura comes in, there's one thing that I think like Junnet might have miscalculated of attacking President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. I think that was something that he would have not done. Especially, they could have just let Uhuru Kenyatta be, you know. But what he has done, and I think by them going to court, this is even is going to expose them more. It's going to expose him more. So, you know, that's how politics is. And you know, as even Mujuku, you know, Mujuku, I think he was elected the presidential. Is the Bunge la Wananchi Jacaranda, the president of Bunge la Wananchi. He also said that something like Junnet cannot lead Mujaluo. I quote him. That is not my words. Those are the words of Mujuku. So that's where we are going right now. Makobura, are you there, or we can proceed with Miguda? Okay, Miguda, you can proceed. Then Makobura will come late.
If you can hear me, because there was a complaint, my mic was not appropriate. Can you hear me? Oh, Makobura, you can proceed.
Okay, Makobura, what do you think happened that a few majority of Luo members of parliament decided to come in to salvage or to solve the issues that is going on, and to an extent whereby Edio Kech now withdraws the motion to expel Sifuna from the party?
Okay, first, I want to just give my opinion. I come from that region, Luo Nyanza, and I've personally did my small investigation on the matter that is at hand. the issue of money given by Uhuru, the 500 million that was given by Uhuru for the campaign. Truth be told, Junnet should come out and explain to the people of Kenya how that money was used, because it was a political party, and the people of Kenya also have a right to get to know what really happened. The supporters of that particular party, they have, and of course, partly the constitution also requires that there should be transparency in matters of election, and of course, when it comes to the amount of money that is being used for campaigns, all those things should be put clear to the public, to the republic. I mean, to the public, so that they get to understand. What is happening here is, if you ask me, I listened. I've partly gone through the Kanchori's statement. Remember, Kanchori was the first person who really felt so bad when they lost the election, and he came out immediately and said that Raila would have won, or Azimio would have won. And he gave his reasons. He was very specific. He said that the people who are in charge of the management failed the Azimio. And he gave a long statement on that. And he even wrote a book on giving an explanation on that. Today, Edwin Sifuna is coming out to give more clarification of what really transpired. And that is the truth. Because if it is not the truth, why is it that the likes of Junnet disappeared immediately after the election, and he was nowhere? Remember him and the former governor of Mombasa, Hassan Joho. Immediately after the election, they disappeared. And remember, they were the most of time they were the people who would be seen. They used to put on some similar attires every day, calling themselves Jeshi ya Baba. And most of the time they were in some uniforms that are similar to the army uniforms. We've not forgotten these things. We are Kenyans, and we should be given the truth. We need to understand what really transpired. If whatever the things are being said are accusation, you would have come up all those, in 2022, immediately after the election, to give a clarification of what really transpired. Why is it that he lost? And then now, after the death of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, and he knows that now Baba is not there, now he start coming up to start bragging before the people. He has to come out, and if it is even apology or anything, he did mismanage together with his team. That is the fact of the matter, and we cannot withhold that. Something else about the Luo community, or the Luo members of parliament, and especially those who are in support of Junnet, I want to give my personal opinion that if they have joined broad-based government, they should not forget some facts, that the elections were mismanaged, and the people who mismanaged that election should be held accountable. Money was mismanaged. The people who took the money should be held accountable. There's nothing wrong calling people to order. There's nothing wrong calling people to, people being asked to account for what they were given. There's nothing wrong with that. Why would a member of parliament or senator come out to start defending somebody just because he or she is coming from their community? It is not right. And I think the likes of Senator of Migori, they thought that they were protecting somebody from their county. Little did they know that there is some truth behind this. And now they feel ashamed. That is why they went ahead and did the withdrawal of the petition that they were putting forward to remove Senator Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM. We need to be very candid. We need to be very truthful in certain matters. I cannot. I've supported ODM sometimes back. Currently, I'm not a member of ODM, and I'm not interested in what is going on in ODM. But I can speak as somebody who has supported that party, that ODM is full of hypocrites. ODM is full of how do I even call them? Most of them were hanging on Baba kama kupe. But the truth of the matter is they were providing nothing necessary, nothing positive. They were all out there to kunyonya pesa ya Raila Amolo Odinga na kunyonya pesa ya wananchi wa Kenya na kunyonya pesa ya Uhuru Kenyatta na kunyonya pesa yote yenye ilipita mbele yao. Something else that I want to give a clarification on is, if you remember when this issue started, the first time Sifuna talked about it, Junnet was quiet. And then when he saw that Sifuna was continuously talking about it, he came before the president, if you can remember, during the tournament that he had organized. Actually, that tournament was organized as a way of cleansing himself. Mosha Moja, if you remember the Mosha Moja narrative that used to be there, where the likes of Anne Waiguru and so were also ushered, and they became clean, and that is why they even retained their seat as governors. That is what Junnet was doing, and he is currently supporting the broad-based with an aim of getting protection from a government. That is why you are seeing him. If you heard him, the way he was speaking in Migori the other time, he's speaking with some authority and threatening all those people who are having an alternative thoughts about supporting the government. And all those he's doing so that he gets the protection from the state, having known very well that he messed and he mismanaged the monies that were supposed to be used by the people of Kenya. That would be my statement.
All right, thank you, Makobura. I will invite Miguda, but before that, I'm also seeing our brother Msimamo is here with us. So I want to just give you a small snippet of what Standard wrote, especially about Edwin Sifuna. This is Standard Media. Die-hard traitor, that is, I quote, then they wrote Raila Blues. For nearly 15 years, Suna East MP Junnet Muhamed has hardly missed in the country's key political moments, a man unafraid of even mortifying himself if need be to sell his political agenda or that of his master to the masses, is certainly facing unexpected attacks, which included Judas Iscariot's label from his fellow leaders in ODM party. His responses have, rather than cool tempers, flared them up, and even the party yesterday refused to comment on the matter, and instead MPs drawn from it called on its leaders to call for housekeeping meetings. So this is what was happening. And if you go and read the story of Junnet in the Standard, it gives you a different picture of Junnet. It includes so many things. And the issue that has brought this is issue of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But in politics, such like comments, especially what happened, these are premeditated, because I cannot foresee a situation whereby Junnet would just wake up and decide that when we are going to have that tournament, we are going to attack Uhuru Kenyatta. And when we were attacking Uhuru Kenyatta, you know very well that President William Ruto was going to be in that meeting. The same thing happened in Homa Bay when Gladys Wanga also went after President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And now, after going for Uhuru Kenyatta, now see what now the revelation that is coming out. And Sifuna had to start the conversation, but the conversation that Sifuna started was not very new about the issue of these agents. It was something that the public had already started talking about it. And I can remember immediately after the election, as you said, Makubura, Junnet was not being seen in the public in the majority of times. So that is what we are having today. And let me come to you, Miguda. When you saw the likes of the leaders like Otienda Molo, Millie Odhiambo coming up, teaming up and having pressure and, calling for the party to have a meeting so that these issues can be talked about or discussed so that the party could build up to be a strong party. Does it mean that there could be a meeting before that, especially from the Raila family or maybe Odinga's family? Maybe Mama Ada might have had maybe closed door meetings with Oburu or with some close Luo leaders so that they say that this is not what we're supposed to do, because we saw Tieno Kajwang did it, we saw Millie Odhiambo, we saw uh, uh, Otiende Amolo, Mr. Miguda. Do you think there must be some meeting that was held and say that we are not doing good?
Of course, they are not doing good.
Yeah.
Because from the look of things, it's like it has been back and forth from two people, two functions. Some people have decided not to back down. No one is ready to back down. They are insulting each other at public, which is unprecedented since that party was formed. We haven't seen people doing so before. But right now, it needs a voice of reason, a sober mind, because the two teams have drawn a line. The die has been cast. No one is willing to join the other, and no one is ready to sit down and reason. That's why Sifuna was saying he is not ready to support William Ruto, come what may. Vis-a-vis, Wanga team also saying Ruto two-term. People like Eddie Okech are mentioning power has gotten into their head right now. Remember, Eddie Okech sits next to Sifuna at the Senate. In that Senate house, the next person who sits next to Sifuna is Eddie Okech. The office of Deputy Minority Whip, where Sifuna does his research. That is where Eddie is going early in the morning, around 8 a.m. They sit there with Sifuna, they discuss the issues, then later they join the house in the afternoon or maybe morning session. They are always paired together. What is it that Eddie today want to kick Sifuna out of the party? Eddie is being used, and power has got into their head right now. They can do, because this is someone who has accommodated you in his office. You know, Eddie has got no office in the Senate. The only office Eddie has is in the Bunge Towers, or maybe if he remains at KICC. But Sifuna is privileged to have an office at the Senate. We have been seeing clips on TikTok, clips on X-Space. Sifuna, Eddie, they're paired even at the Senate. Before, when Sifuna is trying to support a motion or Sifuna is trying to contradict any law, they are paired. I don't know what has happened overnight. Today, Eddie is the one who is being used to kick out Sifuna. That is evil. The people we have mentioned, Otiende Amolo and Mili, come out to be a little bit sober and try to make it look like, come on, guys, we are not doing good. Let's come. Let us not kick Sifuna, because we cannot purport to be Democratic Party. Then whenever anybody is having a divergent opinion, then it's an enemy to the status quo. The only status quo was Raila Odinga. Raila is no more. We need to respect each other. No one is superior than the other person. And right now, you cannot claim to be the leader of ODM, or you cannot claim to be the super communicator, because ODM is divided. You cannot rule a divided people. You must look away, or now you can bring people together to be united. Then you can start chanting or not to become the leader of that people who are united. But right now, ODM is divided. Right now, there's no clear leader of ODM. What we need to do, we need to bring people together and be united. But the issue of kicking somebody out, you are going to tear the party more apart. So I think the people like Otiende and Mili are a little bit sober. The other functions, some of them are drunk with power. So it requires a Solomonic wisdom to reason together as a people. So I think that's why sometimes we are diverse in the party, so that we can have people like Otiende and Mili, and even Karoli. Karoli is so sober. Karoli Omondi is also a sober leader. Sometimes try to follow Karoli tweets on X Space. He's a little bit liberal and also try to be a little bit reasonable. So I think that's why they should listen to the voice of reason.
All right.
Allow me to just add this before you give to the next to the next speaker. I don't know if you can remember keenly, immediately after the elections,
Yeah.
when the Azimio had a different view about the elections and they decided to get to the street. You remember the time Raila almost got killed in Embakasi? Those days, if you can remember, during the campaign, Junnet was always and he would speak everywhere. But immediately after the election, Junnet, Muhamed, and Joe disappeared. If you can remember keenly, I followed all that particular events. And by the time that Raila called, that was saying that the elections were not free and fair and that they were going to the streets, you can check, you can just do a reference. You will realize that Junnet and Joe were not there. And that, of course, explains the fact that Junnet Mohammed knew very well that he had messed the elections and the transparency bit was not there because all those things were put under his watch. And apparently, he was unable to ensure that things worked out. Out of that shame of not delivering, he decided to disappear. And again, knowing very well that the money was also, he had also not used the money in the right way. That is when now they disappeared. And after some time, you remember they were seen in, they were going, I don't know if it was in Dubai. I'll get you those facts. If not, it was Dubai.
Yeah.
When they were with Joe. What were they going to do in Dubai when the people of Kenya or the supporters of Azimio were still in pain, grieving for the fact that they lost the election? If truly he was concerned and he cared about what had happened, then he would have been there. He would have worked with Raila Amolo Odinga all those days that he was being tear gassed when Rigathi Gachagua was telling, was saying that that Mzee is going to be killed if he gets to the to the streets. Junnet Mohammed was not there. It is Raila and some few of his loyalists who were on the streets, the likes of Babu Owino. So today we are surprised. The likes of Sifuna were with Baba. We are surprised that the likes of Junnet now are being protected by those people who are crying and talking so loud that they valued Baba and they cared for him. We have all kind of evidence, whether in social media, whether in our own memories, and we know these things. So the likes of Junnet should come out and own the fact that they messed and apologize to the people of Kenya. If so, I think that is the best thing that he can do. But he cannot get to the streets and start messing or accusing the people who really were genuine and stood by the truth in assisting the Azimio as a party.
All right, thank you so much. And before I invite Mr. Joseph, let me just play this audio clip and you can get it. So this is what, I think this was the last meeting that Raila had, especially Ruth Odinga also posted the same. And this is what...
Who's told you that ODM will not have a candidate in 2027? Who has told you? You have not passed any resolution as a party to say how we're going to go into the election of 2027. So wherever you are, don't commit the party to some things which have not been discussed. In times like this, it is possible to be lost in competing campaigns of populism and forget that leading means making decisions that may sometimes invite booing.
Okay, that is the last meeting that Raila had with members of parliament, and he talked about who told you that, don't speak something that they did not talk about. And if you're very keen, Joseph, Ruth Odinga also posted that. And that one brings us to one, why did the Eddie himself decide to withdraw the motion that he put in place to expel Sifuna? And why did we see this change, especially from Luo member of parliament? Few of them, those who have been they've never been very vocal about the broad-based government. They've always have this opinion. Joseph, from your own analysis, what do you make of that?
Thank you, Brother Benson. I think I have a lot to say, but we'll take to talk with. I thought Marco Bura will leave out Sifuna in the struggle that was called the Sufuria movement. And I think Sifuna was very vocal in that Sufuria movement at that time. And we did not see the likes of those guys, Junnet, Muhamed, and Joho. I don't know where they were. Even You know why Junnet got angry? Junnet did not get angry because the Standard called him a traitor. He got angry because the news yesterday in the KTN is because already we have seen Standard. It's well known as KTN. It was saying that Junnet and Joho, after the defeat of 2022 elections, they ran away for 1 year. They just came when there was this agreement of the broad-based government. So what does that tell you? If the Junnet is saying that the likes of Akina Mboro, he said that Mboro, he removed a statement and said that Mohoho was given the money by Uhuru Kenyatta, and Mohoho took it to Mboro, who was at that time working for Uhuru Kenyatta, I think, as a strategist, and he's saying that he's the one who used that money. So why did he not come to reveal that? They're telling Sifuna, why did he not come to reveal that money was eaten? Another question I can ask Junnet, why did he not come and reveal that they were not given funds to be able to do their campaign adequately?
But it was given to Mboro.
Yeah?
He could have said it was given to Mboro during that time. But
even he could have said the money that he could have just said, Uhuru did not facilitate us enough. Because there was money which was given, we never received it for agents. Because one thing that an election needs, it is you having agents. First, when you think that your votes are going to be stolen, because even now we can clearly say that Raila was stolen, his votes were stolen in so many manner of Kariba, in so many places, including Western and so other places. Even Mount Kenya, his votes were stolen for the people who had voted. Because Raila, you cannot imagine, Raila got 1 million votes. So what does it mean? It means he had more votes. It's just that the agents who are there, they were not given what is supposed to be given. But what I can see, I can quote those two guys. I don't see anybody telling us the truth. Between Mboro and this Junnet, all of them, they are the same caliber. Because I think Mboro was given money, and he was supposed, because this was a two, it was a 3, even not a 3, it was a 4. Because we had one team for Kalonzo Musyoka, we had one team which was being supported by Uhuru Kenyatta, let's say it was Mother Karua, and we had one team which was the Sky. Do you remember the Sky team?
Yes.
The Sky team was comprised of Junnet, Sabina Chege, Joho,
Babu Owino. Babu Owino.
Babu Owino, and this guy is called who? And Kanini Kega. Kanini Kega was there. Kanini Kega was there. So Kanini Kega and Sabina, they really did a mess because they were supposed to have tried to get agents from Mount Kenya so that they could be able to guard the votes for Raila Odinga in Mount Kenya. Then the likes of Akina Junnet, Junnet was supposed to safeguard Baba's vote in Luo, Nyanza, and some part of Nyanza itself, the Kisii and also Western spanning there. And then we had Joe, who was supposed to protect votes for Raila Odinga from the coast. So I think they did a very terrible job. You see those 5 people who are there, I say they did a very terrible job. So Junnet being a part of that mess, I think that's why they came out and they were shocked and they kept quiet. Because tell me any person among those 5 you have just named their names here was in the Sufuria movement. Tell me any person except Babu Owino. And Babu Owino, he has passion for supporting Baba. Babu Owino is a passionistic of supporting Baba. But the problem is, Babu Owino himself, he's treated like a minor. That time he was being treated like a minor in the party. So I don't hold him of much regard in that Sky team which was formed that time. The people I want to hold accountable were the likes of that one, Junnet Muhamed, Joho, Sabina Chege, Kanini Kega, and the likes of Mboro. That Mboro you are hearing. All of them, they did a very shoddy work. So they are just doing tantrums to everybody. But if the money was removed, the money was given. And if the money passed through Mboro, it passed through who? It means that money reached to the Sky team at that time, and it was called political strategies team. They were being called the electoral strategists. They were saying they are the ones who are strategizing for the election. So they did a very shoddy work and they ate a lot of money. and they misused the money that was given. They never paid even a single agent, whether it is in Luo Nyanza or in Nyanza as a whole, or Western, or Coast, or even Mount Kenya. They did a very shoddy work. I think even Raila, if Raila they did that kind of work they did, if it was perfect, Raila could have won Ruto by almost 500,000 votes and above, because that shoddy work that was done, it costed Raila big time. So even if they are throwing jabs at each other, we clearly know. That's why even they ran away, all of them. I've just asked a genuine question: who among them? You saw the likes of Akina Sabine Chege, they went hiding and then they started looking for how they're going to be nominated to become a nominated MP. And then the other one was Kanini Kega. He was even trying how he's going to go to the East Africa community. And the so-called Junnet went for hiding for almost I don't know how long. That time you could only see even the likes of Akina Badi, the people who are left standing for Raila Odinga. And I think even there's somebody who said that Baba knew what they did, but Baba was just a forgiving person. He forgave them, but he knew what exactly happened, because even as we talk about power and everything, you cannot be able to if they could have overturned that election, it could have been very bad. It's better the way it was not overturned, because if it could have been overturned, it could have taken us to another. And then I think Uhuru was trying to leave a legacy of a peaceful election, because the election we had just come from 2017 was very dark, a dark time. So this is very that is a game which was played among those people. So me coming back to Sifuna and Eddie Okech saying that they are going to chase Sifuna out. I think that one has been laid to bed. Eddie Okech has no power to remove Sifuna from that seat. I was reading an article which was saying that Sifuna took the reins of SG of ODM by stride, because before Sifuna took the SG, Babu Owino was chased out. So Sifuna did not just come miraculous there. He also pursued that seat, because we had other kind of hope people who could have been given that seat to become the SG. And I think also if Oburu, that article I've read just now, that he has said that Sifuna is not going anywhere. Also Oburu knows if Sifuna goes, not only I'm hearing people saying that it is about the voting block or what. It's not all about voting block. You need somebody who can fire up a party. You need somebody who can fire up a party. And Sifuna is somebody who can fire up that party called ODM. And he has been firing it up since I think 2023. He has been firing up the party. Even when there was the maandamano of Sufuria, even when we came to the Gen Z, he has been firing it up. Even though the agreement that was made, they came in the agreement of the broad-based. So, and everybody, I think ODM, they always say everybody has a democratic right to be able to hear their views. That's why I said, if they are going to remove Sifuna, it is going to be a dark day for ODM, because that party is going to show clearly it is not democratic enough, that it cannot hear the views of other people. And then, I was very happy, I was very sad, and I also laughed when I learned that Eddie Okech is saying that Sifuna is promoting ideologies of another party, and then he's talking about ODM and UDA. So who also is promoting ideologies of another party? It means Eddie Okech is promoting ideologies of UDA. He's supposed to be promoting the ideologies of ODM. So I think also the basis of those cases that he had brought forward. Another one was that he has been holding the office, and what do we call? They say what is it called? They say that there's some words they use, gross in something. Yeah, he has been using the office very badly to air out grievances that are not of the party. So that one is neither here or there, but I think Oburu made a very wise decision. If that is true, he made a very wise decision that instead of sinking the party, it's better I try to hold it. But another one that Brother Benson left us with was Gadoni wa Mushomba versus Karungu Wadhangwa. Avani Mushoba clearly has shown that she does not have any direction. Because at first, you cannot come and say that you'll be fighting the party. I think she's even in hot trouble because you cannot say that you are beating, you have been fighting your own party, UDA from the beginning. Now, right now, you want to go and come back to that party that you have been fighting. Also, the people who are on the ground, they are wondering, you take us here, you take us there. Where is your stand? That's why you hear some people in the background of where they come from, even Githunguri and West Mount Kenya, they always call her a hypocrite or a traitor. She does not know which side she supports. Not even a traitor. Also, she does not know what side she supports. But I think that the story between him and Ishongwa is the one that finished her completely, because people just saw through her. Maybe even she was a fourth horse for Ruto to be able to show that she's fighting the government in turn, that she's going to be able to bring back the people from the opposition to her side. But that said, I think I've covered almost everything I wanted to say. Thank you, Muhamed.
Thank you so much, Brother Joseph, and allow me to give this opportunity to good friend Msimamo. Msimamo, habari ya leo, na wewe pia unaweza tupea maoni yako kwa haya ambayo tunazungumzia jioni hii ya leo, na utuambie wewe kama Mkenya ambaye pia huku nyuma alikuwa mwana ODM, what is your view on the comments that Sifuna are making and the comments that Junnet are making? Who is saying the truth? And again, what is your view on the withdrawal of the petition that was that had been shared or sent to the parliament by the senator of Migori County? And why do you think those other members, the likes of the deputy party leader, the deputy party chairman, that is Dr. Tiende Molo, together with others, were saying that it is not necessary to expel anybody or to have any other discussion? What is needed now is for, meetings to discuss the problems that ODM is facing and to solve the problems. What is your view, Msimamo?
Sawa, mimi sina maoni mengi yangu. Unajua tumeshazungumza muda mrefu haya na yashatimia, so sioni cha kuongeza na zaidi yale ambayo nayazungumza kila siku, kwa sababu ni yale yale tu. So ukweli wale wanaongozwa na tumbo wamejionyesha kwenye mkungo wao jinsi walivyo. Wale wanamaanisha na chama na kuhakikisha kwamba kinadumu na kusimama na kuhakikisha kwamba ni chama cha kila mahali, nao wamesimama upande wao. Kwa hivyo huyu party leader Tiende Molo ni miongoni mwa wale ambao hawatakubali chama kivunjwe kisa hati pengine Sifuna ondoke pale, kwa sababu kuna mwingine ameingia hapo kwa mbavu ama kwa nguvu. So kazi kwa hapa sasa, kwa hawa ambao washaingia kwenye mdomo wa mamba, unajua hapo kutoka ndio ngumu. Lazima watimize ile ajenda ambayo wamepangiwa, kwa sababu haya mabadiliko ya hafla ni kwa sababu kuna mtu ambaye sasa hivi anahisi kwamba ndio sauti, na tutamlaumu. Mmoja amesema mbona kama ni hayo yote mmezungumza, mbona tumlaumu huyu? Huyu tunamlaumu kwa sababu kaacha mayai yake na ameanza kuingia mwenzake kulalia mwenzake. So kwetu huwa tunamchukua kama ni kuku, tunamrusha juu ya nyumba, basi mwisho wa siku na kukimwachilia basi kwenye mayai mwingine atachukua, na hata kizidi achukue hata hao watoto pia. Unaona, so kiukweli ni kwamba Sifuna ni kiungo muhimu. Sifuna amejitolea, amesimama, amefanya kazi yake kwa uadilifu, so tumemuona. Na ndio bwana jana hapa nikasema kwamba kama ni kuondolewa huyu ili wafanye replacement, hii replacement inapikwa kutoka mahali. Toa huyu kwa sababu ni kwa kazo na haungani na haya yangu. kwa sababu Sifuna angekuwa pia naye ameungana huko kwa Broadband, wala hatungeyashuhudia haya, tungekuwa na sifa tele tungezipata hapa. But lazima tuangalie pia katika hii hali nani wa kweli katika hiki chama. So wengine walikuwa pale kwa sababu ya kwa tumbo lao, ama kwa sababu ya kupata umaarufu na kuungwa mkono kwamba wako katika hii chama ili wa sustain na kubaki katika siasa. Sasa hivi wanayumba, hawajui wataanzia wapi, kwa sababu mtu pekee yake ambaye alikuwa anaweza akawazuia ni baba na ashaenda. So lazima watafutane na kivuli ambacho wataweza kutua. So wamejipata hapo kwa Kasongo. Kwa hivyo hii mipango yote ya nani tunatafuta nani na haribu Kasongo, na anaharibu kwa kutumia hawa akina Mbadi na akina Joho na akina Nina ambao tunawaelewa tangia awali. Hapa mmedadavua mengi tu mambo alivyojiri wakati huo, lakini si hapo tu, hata 2017 wengine walikuwa hapa. Akina Junnet walikuwa hapa, turudi tu katika historia zao na jinsi walivyoreact wakati huo, kama kuna kidume alijitokeza kweli kuonyesha kweli wana demand ushindi. So kiukweli ni kwamba mimi sina mambo mengi hapa ya kuchangia hapo. Sifuna hata kwenda popote kabisa, hata kwenda popote. Hawa wembao wamejiunga, cha msingi hawa kama wataona vipi wajitoe, alafu uone kama chama kitakwenda, wajitoe haswa. Lakini kama ni Sifuna kuondoka kwa sababu replacement na hii ni mipango, kwa sababu jamaa amekinzana sana na upande wa serikali muda mrefu, na tunaelewa haswa katika taifa letu, ukipingana naye huyu jamaa basi lazima tu utaandama kivyovyote, lazima uungane na yeye ndio uwe ukosefu. So tusiangalie tu Junnet, kina Wanga hawa ambao wanapiga kifua, kina Mbadi na kina Ndaye na kina nani, those ambao wanaamua kwamba sisi tuko hapa na lazima tuungane na huyu na ni tuta. Those who wanasema tuta, hawa ndo wanafiki wote hawa. Ina maana ni wanafiki tangia hapo awali. Sahihi ndio wamejionyesha kwa rangi zao halisi kwamba wapo, kwa sababu wanaangalia kule kwenye mshiko ni wapi, ama wapo kwa maslahi yao. Kwa hiyo hawa ndio wanaoharibu hiki chama. Kwa hiyo tusiangalie tu Junnet peke yake, tuangalie wote hawa ambao wamebezi kwa tutam. Nini kimewafanya wabadilike kiasi hicho? Na misingi ya ODM ilikuwa ni kwa ajili ya mwananchi. Mbona tutam inaingia wapi? Kwa hiyo hawa ndio wanaoharibu chama. Mimi kimtazamo wangu siangalii mmoja tu leo, naangalia wote, the likes ambao walikuwa wamesimama kabisa kidedea kwamba lazima tusitongana na huyu, kwa sababu tukiwa karibu na power wananchi ndio tutakuwa na maendeleo, na sisi angalau tujiringe, tuwe kama eneo fulani hivi la mlima. Kwa hiyo tumetoa mlima, sasa hivi ni mlima upambana na hali yao, na sisi sasa wakati wetu wa kuvuna. Sasa hiyo lugha tukitazama tunajua wazi hapo ndo kwenye ubovu. So hao wote wanasema tutam, mtazamo wangu hawa ndio walikuwa hawampendi Baba mazuri. Hawa kama wanatumika kwa muda huu, hata wakati ule, na maana walitumika vivyo hivyo kuhakikisha kwamba wataweza kuhakikisha kwamba mzee hata hii mambo ya kuingizwa kwa broad based government ni wao. Hawa ndio wamwambia mzee, hapo usipofanya mambo nchi itaharibika. Hapo usipofanya nini, hapo kisikizo cha shikilia hawa watoto mambo yataharibika, kwa sababu wanajua kwamba si mambo yataharibika tu nchi, bali wao ndio wataharibikiwa mazima. Plan zao hazitakuwa. Kwa hiyo mimi sina usemi mwingi hapo katika hili, kwa sababu ODM nilitabiri tangia hapo kwamba ikifanya mchezo itakuwa pande mbili, nikatabiri kwamba itakuwa ni ya sehemu moja kutokana na kauli za na limejitokeza. So hakuna geni hapa. Cha mwisho kabisa ni mwananchi. Yote haya ni mwananchi tu. Hata hao walio Nyanza kule haswa wakiamua sisi hatupo kwa tutam, tuko katika uongozi ule ambao baba alikuwa nao tangia awali, hakuna lolote. Lakini sikiza sasa hawa Baraka kina Gaucho na kina nani wanavyosema, wanavyozungumza maneno yao ambao hana ncha wala hana kichwa wala miguu. So for real warudi drawing board, wakae kama chama, wakuje na suluhu. Hawa kama kuna watu ambao ni chawa zaidi, basi hawana budi la watemwe haswa. So wakitemwa wawili watatu, wengine watakunja vidole tu, lakini kuliko kwamba mnamtoa mtu ambaye ana ufuasi, ana upenzi kamesimama na chama na anayowazungumza si kwamba ni mabaya, maneno ambayo yanatija katika hili taifa, kwa sababu mambo ambayo yanamgusa mwananchi. Sasa viongozi wanataka watengezewe wao kwanza, alafu wao wafaidi, mwananchi abaki pale pale, kwa sababu haina maana hata ukipewa jamii ikipewa mawaziri 10 wasipofanya kazi ya soko mwananchi haina faida. Ni kuondokea kwamba sisi tulipewa tu nyadhifa, lakini hizo nyadhifa lazima ziwe zinafanya kazi kwa minajili ya mwananchi. So kama hakuna kiongozi anajali hilo, basi haina maana hizi nyadhifa ambazo zinanadiwa kwamba safari hii tumepata hii na hakuna maendeleo ambayo tunashuhudia katika sehemu husika ama katika jamii husika ama katika taifa kwa ujumla. So siasa ya nyadhifa ni siasa ya propaganda na ya unafiki, kwa sababu kiongozi ana haki ya kufanya kile ambacho ukitazama Kiharu. Kwani huyu wa Kiharu ana akili ipi ambayo wananchi wazazi wanalipa 1000 tu kwa school fees, na yule aliyojuu katika ngazi ya kitaifa analipi? Tofauti iko wapi? Si kuamua kwamba mimi namfanyia mwananchi kazi, lakini kama utasema mimi naongoza tumbo langu kwanza, basi itakuwa ni kumdanganya mwananchi tu kwa kuweza kumtumia chembe ama punje za mahindi aingie box. Na ndivyo ambavyo tunashuhudia sasa hivi, maana hawa wote one term two term wote wanaongozwa na punje za mahindi mkononi kwa mwananchi. Basi asante, mimi nitaachia hapo.
Okay, thank you so much, and allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all our viewers and to remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. And today we're just having a discussion on this topic: why change of mind by Luo ODM MPs on Sifuna as Junnet Muhamed is cornered. That is what we are talking about tonight. And Migori, I'm coming back to you. Why do you think the senator of Migori decided to withdraw the petition that he had sent to the parliament? And why do you think quite a number of members of parliament, I saw the member of parliament of Suna West, Masara, amongst others, they held a press, and of course, wanatetea Junnet. Na wanauliza, if Sifuna and the team knew all these things, why speak about it at this particular moment? How is it going to help ODM? That is the question that they're asking. And again, Mr. Miguda, you can give us your view on the press statement that was held by the deputy party chair, that is Dr. Otiende Amolo, together with together with Millie, Honorable Millie, amongst others. And, the kind of soberness that they had while giving that particular, a brief, and they were only focusing on. They're saying that the matters or the problems that are being faced by the party should be looked into and should be addressed, and that all the differences should be solved. And then they urge the party leader to call for a meeting so that the people of that particular party can have a discussion on how they're going to take ODM, the leadership of ODM forward. They also requested the members that they should respect and they should know the fact that Raila died just 2 months ago. They have to respect and allow him to rest in peace. That they should not joke around with his political party. Because what is your view on those particular comments before Joseph comes in?
Oh, okay, Makobura. First, let me respond to the first question. You have asked that Educate withdrew his petition from the Senate after sometimes earlier he petitioned so that they can remove Edwin Sifuna as the deputy minority leader in that house because that seat was granted to him by the ODM party. Remember, now I want to teach you politics, the old Kenyan politics. how it works. To them, politicians, it's always about interest. And that's why they kicked out Rigathi Gachagua, because they were promised. People like Ishungo were promised, Irun Kangata was promised, and even none other than Didi Nyoro confessed that he himself also was promised that once Gachagua is out, they'll be put to be the deputy president. Eddie Okech was promised that once Sifuna is out, he's going to be the deputy minority leader in the house. And now he went ahead to do whatever. So you understand what Eddie was behaving like a child. Then we have asked about the question of Suna West MP, Peter Masara. Peter Masara wants to be governor. He's an aspirant. Now, by him coming out to defend Junnet, he's highing Suna East votes because Junnet is coming from Suna East. So he wants to have a soft land. People interest. Not that they like Junnet. He doesn't like Junnet because he wants Suna East. So that's politics. What I'm telling you. That's how these people. That's how they view politics. That's why we're saying their politics is outdated. Gen Z are able to kick them out because they are using things that are not even applicable, like what Eddie was doing and what Masara is doing, and what Ruto was urging the likes to do to Gachagua. Those politics are outdated. Even Gachagua should update his politics. When it comes to the issue of the last one you've asked me, Otinda Molo and Mili Odhiambo, calling Oburu. Oburu will not listen to them. Oburu has already taken aside and is going to support William Ruto. They are wasting their time. But the reality that we must live with is that ODM is divided. Let us not run from this. Otinda Molo and Mili they're trying to make it look like it is not divided. ODM is not going to survive in this division. We are going to the 2027 election with the divided ODM. There's no one who's going to bring them together. It's not going to be united. That's the reality you have to live. So even if those people try to be sober and calling out to whatever, but ODM is divided. Makubura, back to you.
Joseph, maoni yako ni yapi? What do you think is the reason that made the ODM leaders from Migori specifically to withdraw? That is the senator of Migori to withdraw whatever he had presented before the parliament. And why do you think some members within Migori decided to defend Junnet Muhamed? And they're asking, why are they bringing all that information now? How is it going to help the party? And again, what is your view on Otinda Molo, Mili, amongst others, saying that the cracks within ODM should be solved, should be amended, and that all the differences within there should also be addressed in a more professional way? What are your views as we wait for Msimama to also give us his view on the same?
Thank you, Makubura. You know, you asked me what are your views. I wondered my views on what you had not asked question. So you asked some questions, so let me answer. I have come here and have stated why Eddie Okech dropped his case. Because Oburu Odinga stated, I've been telling you here like 3 times, Oburu Odinga stated that Sifuna is not going anywhere. And they are told that in every story there is rumors, and if you hear too much of the rumors, sometimes it is kind of true. I'm hearing that there was supposed to be a press conference today at Chungwa House, and they were supposed to go and bring the press up of saying that Sifuna has been removed as the Secretary General, but the party leader Oburu Odinga said he is not going to show up, and is not going to support any move that they are making. So now there is 2 factions. The one which is supporting the removal of Sifuna, and the other one which is not supporting his removal. So Otienda Omoro, they had gone to Bunge. You know, they were in parliament in Bunge Towers, their offices, and they were saying that Oburu Odinga, that was just yesterday. I think yesterday, they were saying that Oburu need to call for a NEC meeting. And truly, he called for a NEC meeting. And when he called for a NEC meeting, it's like they never understood each other. neck meeting. Neck meeting is only for the executive committee. It's not for the whole party. So it's just for members who are in the executive committee, the executive committee members. And I am hearing that they had a split, and they could not agree on how to go about it by Sifuna. So I think Oburu made his stand and said that I'm not going to remove Sifuna. So Eddie Okech was left in a fumble because he was thinking maybe the party leader will support his bidding, but he was shocked because if right now, if the party leader Oburu is holding the cards, there's nothing they are going to say. There's nothing they are going to say. They are just going to follow because they are going to be seen like they are not following the party leader, and they are the ones who are telling us that Sifuna should respect the party leader. So what are they going to say when that Oburu Odinga said Sifuna is not going anywhere? Will they say now, no, we are not going to follow what the party leader is going to say? It will show that they are clearly breaching out that thing. And I think that is that. I already answered that one. We are going to hear about that news because it is going to come every day. And it stays hidden for so long. But I've seen it's trending. It's a trending topic about how they were supposed to give a presser. And when Oburu had the presser that they were supposed to give, maybe of the movie, said he's not going to be part of it. And it broke down just like that. So for Migori, I saw those guys, they were supporting Junnet Muhamed. It is good. Everybody has a person who's going to support in everything. But it's very shocking for Migori. But Migori, some of the youth, right now, money is exchanging too much on concept. Right now, if you need to put even if I need to call and come and call a young people and they say that they are supporting me to go to run for the senatorial seat or the MP seat in Dabureti or in Kirinyaga, you hear people supporting and saying, hey, huyo Bazua anatufanyagia vizuri, but I've already removed some kind of money so that they can be. So nothing of these days you can say is genuine, but if it is genuine, it is true, they are supporting Junnet, it's okay, because everybody must have their say and everybody must have democratic will. So I think that one for Eddie Okech, I've answered it very perfectly, Marco Bura, because we need to see that story is going to come out. And, we are going to read about it. So the other one I was to talk about is for Junnet going to akienda to start his standard. Newspaper, they are supposed to write whatever they see fit for them to sell in the market. And if Junnet was a quick learner of how Raila Odinga was, he could not even try to go and sue the standard, because even I've heard Raila never sued any publication of any gazette, even though the things were good or they were bad. So it shows that Junnet still, the political maturity of him is still low. He's not politically matured, because there's things just you let them go. I think even the gazette is supposed to make you famous. Sifuna, Sifuna has really taken on this. He has categorically taken on this na amekuwa famous sana na hii mambo yake ya breaking up of ODM, because everybody now in their mouths is only Sifuna. You hear about it every day when we wake up. You never like to hear a word in Sifuna. Kila kitu hata kama ni walienda wapi, alikuwa anaongea na akina nani, you just hear the word Sifuna. And I think that one is also building him as a momentum. I was hearing also another rumor that was saying that they are going to have a joint ticket for Kalonzo and Sifuna. Now even Sifuna has been taken to the levels of being a deputy president or running it. So I think that one should build you as a politician, rather than you going and starting to kukaa kama wewe mwenyewe unakasirika na kusu. Junnet is the one who started all this drama, and the drama is ending now, and it's not feeling right for him, because he started that drama by saying that Uhuru Kenyatta was the one who made Baba to fail in the elections. So when they are answering him, why is he getting very angry? He should stop getting angry and tackle it as a man. This is politics, bwana. Politics is not for the faint heart. Yeye mwenyewe anajua, anasemaga politics kwake ni kama vile tu anakula tu vibanzi kule kwa kiosk, that he can do it very quick. He should take it as a man and stop even suing gazettes. Thank you, Makuburi.
Maybe before you leave, Joseph, what do you think would have been the repercussions? So what do you think would have been the outcome? Should they have gotten to the extent of deciding to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM? You can just give us your take on that, and Miguda can also give us on that before I before I come with the next question.
Thank you, Marco Buddha. I can see somebody in the comment is asking, stating and saying the differences in the party should be dealt with professionally, but Uburu has no capacity to lead the party. That is according to him, because right now you cannot say who is leading the party, because the party, if you are going to say that, the party should be taken then to the people. And if the party is taken to the people, what will the people be saying? Because it will not be taken only to the people of Luo Nyanza. It will be taken to the whole of Kenya, because ODM as a party is a national party. So how will things turn out when they are taken to as a national party? You cannot just say Oburu does not have a say in the party. Oburu clearly has a say in the party. And that's why, and not to say even according to you, but he has a say according to those politicians who are there, because they are the ones who have been spreading this thing and saying that the party leader should be respected. How will you say the party leader should be respected? Then when the party leader comes and gives a directive, you're going to say, no, we are not going to follow that directive. They are the ones who installed him as a party leader in the first place. They had a meeting. The people, most of them who are supporting broad-based government, they are the ones who installed, and even Sifuna also, even though he's not supporting, they were all together. They supported that Oburu Odinga will be the party leader till 2027, till they think of another thing. Maybe they have a person who is going to run for president, or they're going to join the government to be able to clinch the seat. So Oburu still has a holding and a footing in the party. So to answer what Marco Bura said, if Sifuna could have been removed, it could have had either two reactions. Either nothing could have happened to ODM, and it could have still gone on the same way. But in another hand, it could have had repercussions of people could have felt they have been wronged. If Sifuna could have been removed, people could have felt they have been wronged. And who are these people I'm talking about? The leaders who are supporting Sifuna. Who are these leaders who are supporting Sifuna? The likes of Akina Utsotsi, the likes of Akina Caleb Amisi. Those people, I don't think they come from Nyanza. Those people, they come from and if you check, can you hear me, Marco Buru? Marco Buru, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Continue.
And if you check, those guys, they come from Western. And if they're coming from Western, it means just they would have been seen like the Nyanza region is fighting the rest of Western and the rest of the leaders who are there. And I'm telling you, most of them now could have started either packing and leaving the party, because they could have known also our goose is cooked. If Sifuna has been kicked out, it means even Otsotsi is Chumayake Komotolo is going to be next na kuondolewa as the party leader, the deputy party leader. And it could have only remained Simba Natembe and Simba and also that guy from Coast. So I think that was that could have been the repercussions. The first one, nothing could have happened, maybe like the same way Magerele and Babu Namwamba left. But now the problem is when Ababu Namwamba left and when Magerele left, those guys, Raila Odinga was still there and was still alive. So the party was held firmly by Raila Odinga, and any insurgents or any divisions which could have been led to the party, Raila was very wise and he dealt with them. But right now, who is going to deal with these issues head on when people start leaving the party? Who is going to lead when they start to be kicked out of the party? Who will deal with these issues head on? Because I don't see any person who is fit enough. All those guys, they feel they are mature enough politically and they can fight. Ni kama upate uko na watoto wanaume kwa nyumba mtupu, ulizaa ndume kama 5 wote wanapigana kwa nyumba. Wewe mwenyewe ni unaweza katiza hiyo vita. Kitu usipokatiza hiyo vita itaendelea hivyo, wataendelea kupigana huko. Juu mama hatawezana na vijana, ni wakubwa, mama atawezana aje na vijana? So that is what is happening. That one could have just been very sad, because if Sifuna could have been removed, and I'm telling ODM, if Sifuna is going to be removed, it's not Sifuna we are looking at. Sifuna can be removed even chap. Sifuna anaweza tolewa hata kesho. But what are the repercussions? Those are the things they're supposed to be looking at. And I think also Oburu Odinga has looked at the repercussions and he's seen that those things are the ones which are disturbing the party, and he cannot try to do that. Like I've also seen saying that Paulo is saying ODM used to be a national party, but now it is at the last stage of becoming. Yeah, if they could have chased out Sifuna today, bro. I'm telling you, not about Sifuna. This is not even about Sifuna. This is about many people who are supporting Sifuna. I have even seen Millie Odhiambo. Millie Odhiambo is like he's in the support of Sifuna. And Sifuna has quite some support. If you hear even today, if that is true what they are saying, that the press conference was not held because they could not come to a conclusion, it means that it had the people who are supporting Sifuna and the ones who are supporting him to leave. It means the power is like it is equal. So the power we bestowed between him is very equal. Because Sifuna, I think, has support from the deputy party. The only person who is not supporting him may be the chairperson, but the deputy chairperson, one of them is with him. Two, because we have two. One is Simba, and the other one is Simba huyu Kisii, and the other one is the governor of Mombasa. So I think those were my observations.
Miguda, what is your take on question I've just asked? What would have been the repercussions should they have gotten to the point of removing Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM? Miguda? Okay, maybe Msimamo, you can give us your take. Wangeendelea na if they would have managed to remove Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM, what would have been the repercussions? According
The
to
repercussion is even Luo Nyanza itself. There are some leaders who are supporting Sifuna 100%. That's my view. So to me, hii inge affect hii chama pakubwa, kwa sababu already hata hiyo Luo Nyanza yenyewe haswa ambao viongozi wengi wanasema wako kwa broad based government, still bado kuna wale ambao wanaamini yale ambayo ni ya Sifuna, right? Hapo kogeni hapo, unaona. So for them isamata kwamba itabidi hame huku mtaa huu sasa, maana hapa kadifi hapa kwa jirani, unaona. So to me naweza nikasema kwamba mimi sijakata tamaa na chama. Haya maswala wakimuondoa Sifuna wameua chama mazima, na watatoka wengi, viongozi wengi tu. Kwa hivyo warudi drawing board, waangalie nani ni kikwazo, nani yuko ngangari, kwa sababu kauli ya baba iko waziwazi tu. Nani hapa amecheza hiyo nani clip. Baba aliwaelekeza the way forward. Sasa hawa wanakuja na hii mpya, ni kwamba sasa ndo wanaingia katika huu mtego, na ndio mpango mzima. Na unajua muungano mwingine hapa amezungumza kwamba hata United Opposition kuna wengine watatumika hivyo hivyo kama vibaraka tu. So haya mambo yapo. Kwa hiyo wakitaka kurekebisha chama kitulie, basi hawa ambao wana mashaka na wao utaingia mwanzo, basi watemwe haswa, badala ya kutema watu ambao wanatija, wao wanaweza kiendeleza hiki chama na kikawa ni chama ambacho kinapendwa zaidi. So wasiangalie tu kwamba hawa ni wako ni Waluya, unaona kwamba wanaonyesha kwamba ati kina usura kwa sababu Nasiri hapa na Joho wanaunga mkono yale ambayo yanazungumzwa kule. Wote hawa mimi tunawaelewa mambo yao kwamba ni watu wa namna gani. So for real, mimi kama wangemuondoa Sifuna leo, basi ningesema ODM sasa ndio imeisha mazima. Kwa warudi, bado wana nafasi ya kuweza kukaa kama chama, na pia watoke. Kama watasimamisha rais, wasimamishe. Kama watasema sisi hapana, wacha tuungana wale ambao wanasimama na wananchi, basi kwa sababu wangeangalia views za wananchi kwanza. Hawa viongozi wangekuwa hajafikia hapa walipo. Wapi wananchi walipo? Wananchi hawana haja na kuambiwa tumepewa position, hawana hizo biashara. Mwananchi anahitaji kwamba akitoka kwake akienda zahanati anapata matibabu yako pale na madawa yapo. Mwananchi ana haja kwamba usubuhi mtoto anaenda shule, serikali imegharamika, angalau yanapambana tu na jambo moja tu la kutafuta kula kwa watoto wake na mambo na uniform na kadhalika, kwa sababu uwezo ukano upo, pesa ipo katika taifa, rasilimali zipo ya kuweza kufanya mambo kama hayo. Bora tu ifungwe ile mianya tu. So kwa kweli wao ni viongozi ambao watasimama na mwananchi, basi chama kitaimarika. Watakiuka yale ambayo ndio mawazo ya mwananchi, na wanataka kuleta mambo mapya kwamba sasa safari hii sisi tulikuwa tumenyanyasika kwa sababu hatukuwa karibu na serikali, hakuna chama ambacho ODM hajapangwa kukaa kwa upinzani, wakati sasa hivi wa kuweza kwamba hivi visababu vyote ambavyo vinatolewa havina tija, maana havimsaidii mwananchi hata siku moja. Hii lugha ambayo inakuja mpya ya ODM sasa hivi na haikuwepo tangia awali mzee alipokuwa hapo, inaleta tafsiri nyingine tofauti kabisa. Kwa hiyo kaka yangu, mimi kimtazamo wangu kwa haraka haraka nikimalizia ni kwamba Sifuna hana kwa kwenda, hana popote atakapokwenda, kwa sababu ndio siku ambapo kama watamuondoa, basi ndio siku ODM tutaisikia tu kwamba ni ODM ya wachache na halitakuwa ni jambo la mbolea, kwa sababu itarudi tu pande mmoja, na sidhani kama litakuwa limeleta tija haswa kwa mwananchi. Kwa hiyo wakae drawing board na wapanguane haswa na haya maneno. Kama kuna watu wamemeza chambo sasa, wameshikwa na ndoana, hawajui vile ambavyo watatoka, wapambane na hali yao. Asante.
Thank you so much. And let me get to Miguda, and you'll also give us your view on what you think about the repercussions. Should they have managed to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM? Dr. Matiang'i was today speaking, and he said that President Ruto has not done much, and the people of Kenya should not depend or should not have hopes on what he's doing. He also called out the leaders like Wanga and Junnet, saying hao ni vibaraka wa the president William Samoei Ruto. And he also advised them that they should not speak about Uhuru, the former president, because Uhuru did his part and he left a mark. According to his statement, he's saying that the former president left a mark and whatever he did can be seen, urging them to focus on what they're supposed to be focusing on so that they may convince the people to give them a chance in the coming general elections. Miguda, what are your views on that particular comment by Fred Matiang'i, the deputy party leader of Jubilee? And kindly give us your view as well. Should the Secretary General of ODM would have been removed, what would have been the repercussions?
I don't believe that they could have removed Edwin Sifuna. They were just threatening him. What I know is that if they could have removed him, ODM could have divided further. The people, I mean the people, don't look at the party. There are people who are going to be dissatisfied with the decision of the few leaders. There are people who are going to abandon ODM. There are people who are going to run away. I think that one could have happened. that one could have happened. And I just want to delve with the issue of Matiang'i. Matiang'i has come out clear defending Uhuru Kenyatta, and Matiang'i has been insisting on one thing, that anything people have been speculating on public, we should have a due diligence of inquiry. It means that he knows something that we do not know, most of us. He has been insisting on public inquiry, but people have been ignoring that public inquiry. Maybe he knows that he wants to put records clear. Matiang'i has done a tremendous work. Right now, we need people who can confront the truth, and people can come out and state things clear. That's where we have reached as a country. If you can have such leaders in the next election, they should be given a benefit of doubt when it comes to elections. For those people who are pro Matiang'i, they should actually consider him. People might blame at, oh, what were you doing? What can you do? Mbai is just a one person. But if you can bring a public inquiry of what happened, including the issue of agents that is now hitting Junnet. And I just want to emphasize on one issue, what Joseph said. And Joseph said very clearly that was a very good point. Junnet ought not to have sued the standard media. That shows immaturity in politics. You are here, a public officer. How many times was Raila defamed? And he got all rights to move to court. But up to his death, he never sued anybody. That is if you have given your life to the public, you don't need to be short-tempered. Just accept all manners of things. You don't need to go to court to prove that you are as clean as cotton. Something to just ignore as a politician, because you are part and parcel of the public. You need public scrutiny. People need to mention you all the time. So sometimes you don't need to. You ignore many things. How many times have people been attacked? Even us here on this preservation media, how many times have we been attacked? So I should stop for you. I should stop this channel because you are attacking me. You don't even know me. Me, I understand what I'm doing. I don't care whatever you are saying. That's your right. Tolerance. You have a right. You have a freedom of expression. Do how you like it. I'm also doing mine here. So at the end of the day, we call it a day. Junet should stop all those things. Let him. So it means like he doesn't tolerate opinions. Media should criticize you. Even people, whatever social media. That's how we create strong leaders. But you one thing, you run to court. So how many times will you go to court? Because we are in 2026. We are yet a long year for election. Next month we'll have another thing for Junnet. Next month, but one. So you will keep on going to court. You'll have bulk of cases. You'll not resolve them. So sometimes you have to move. You know, the problem is there are people who will critique you negatively, positively. But if you
Na katika babu,
respond, they'll start crying. I'm trying to. Okay, now I'm clear. Thank you for that. I'm saying these people, there's some people think that they're the people got absolute freedom of expression. That whenever I'm a public figure, or if Joseph is a public figure, I'll critique Joseph. I'll use negative words towards Joseph. I'll use negative any form of opinion towards Joseph. But if Joseph tends to mention anything against me, I start crying, moving to court, suing Joseph. But I've been doing the same thing. So is Junnet new in this country who does not know him? He has said all manners of things to many people, but people have just been quiet. People have just been relaxed. So when he was mentioned that he tampered with Baba's agents, now he's moving to court. That is immaturity. If you are not rooted enough for politics, there are many things you can do. But what I understand as a politician, as a public officer, those things are very normal in politics. Makubura, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'll give Joseph this opportunity to also give his views on what he think about the statement by Matiang'i requesting that Uru should be respected and that he played his part, and he also warned Junnet to walk his lane, reminding the people that Junnet and Governor Wanga, according to him, ni vibaraka vya Ruto. Those were his statement. Joseph will give us a take on that. But before you continue, allow me to welcome Joshua. Joshua, you can say hi to us first before I give Joseph a chance. Joshua, are you there?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I'm very much fine.
Maybe let him pick the call that his phone is still ringing. Let him finish up. Joseph, meanwhile, you can give us your take as Joshua is fixing his phone. Joseph?
Thank you, Makobura. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Proceed.
Yeah, I want to echo what my brother Miguda has said. Even us Simara kidogo tumetusiwa kwa show, and we take it like men. This is part and parcel of you showing up and trying to be in an area where, you know, politics is an area where you need to be having the skin, which is very tough. You need to wear the I don't know what is tough, maybe the diamond skin, because it is very lethal. And I'm going to start it off with Matiang'i. Matiang'i also, you know, he has not been into politics for quite a long time. He has not been into politics, yani, as a person who has been elected. So I think also this one is very tough on him. One thing I'll agree with Matiang'i is one thing, that everyone should be respected and everyone should do his politics. But for Uhuru Kenyatta, he need also to know that when you come back to politics and you are retired as a president, you're going to receive kind things. You're not going to receive kind things because everything is going to be under scrutiny, even your past leadership, and what you did is going to be under scrutiny. So that one, he should also take it as a man, and also try to be having that skin I'm talking about. But all in all, these are things that happen in politics, and Matiang'i, you know, is pulling towards a certain side. Is rooting for the united opposition, so he must try to kujibu. He must try to answer these people. You know, politics is a game of no enemies, but only interest. Interest and betrayal is always constant. So I think now with the interest right now, Junnet's interest right now is in the broad-based government. Matiang'i's interest is now with the united opposition, because he need to see if he's going to clinch either the top seat or is going to be among the people who are going to be in the talks of forming the government, if so they are going to form it. And that's how it is. That's why you saw even there is a time Uhuru Kenyatta left the social platforms and said that uko social platform ni kubaya sana, kuna waka moto. This is all about politics. Politics is a very lethal kind of game. and it's a must you wear that skin I've been talking about. See rahisi hivyo. And it is going to continue like this till 2027. It's not going to back down. People are going to be there. Some are going to abuse others. Others are going to talk ill about others. Others are going to be friends. So these are things. And I think Junnet also should not burn the bridge, because you never know which side he'll be next on. I've seen somebody in the comments saying that Oburu Odinga is the best. Sifuna should just go. One thing I know, he's a leader. Oburu Odinga is a leader in ODM, he's a party leader. But also he's very clever. He does his things very cleverly. I think I've been talking about how Oburu is the one who is stopping Sifuna from being removed, and certain members who are there of ODM who are in the hierarchy, the top hierarchy. So this about Matiang'i, this is just politics, and it's going to continue like this till 2027. And even we have not entered the high octane politics. Starting from August next year, this year I mean, starting from August this year, it is now going to be peak, because you heard they are saying that they are going to give their Kalonzo's, even them they don't know it is like they are not talking in one unison. Kalonzo saying that they are going to build their United Opposition candidate this January. Then you hear Gachagua saying that they are going to release late. Also when you are dealing with Ruto is a very cunning man. He knows how to place the buttons. Maybe they are trying also to calculate how they are going to confuse them. So I think that also is a strategy for them, and don't know how it is working, but they are the ones who knows how it is working. But all in all, Matiang'i is now like the party leader of Jubilee, so he's supposed to defend his, let's say, I don't know even who is the party leader. Maybe let's say he's the chairperson, because Uhuru is still saying he's the party leader. So I think this is going to happen till we go for elections. But if Matiang'i is going to be proposed as the candidate, I think Uhuru will need to relinquish that seat and become now play a position of being able to unite these people. And if he's still in politics, ata experience hizi hazitaisha, brother Marco Bura, hizi hazitaisha. Sasa leo itakuwa kuhusu agents vile hawakulipwa. Next time you hear another case brought against him. So but I think also Uhuru is very clever. He never answers these questions too many times, and when he answers, kitu waga inaongewa almost 1 month full. So we are still talking about this issue when Uhuru talked. So I think this is just it. And also the people in the broad-based, the person who is leading that thing for them is leading the charge. And you can see even the likes of Akina Farouk Kibet coming to say that even they are going to remove his benefits. So this is just as that. It's a game, and it's politics, and it's all about interest and where your interests lie. Even right now, Mudavadi interest it is in William Ruto, because he's feeling the harsh terrain in Western. So thank you, Marco Bura.
Okay. Miguda. Is it Miguda or Msimamo? Miguda, you the one who is coming or Msimamo?
Msimamo.
Okay. Msimamo, si utupe maoni yako on the comments of Dr. Matini.
Cha msingi ni kwamba kwanza hawa wanasema Uhuru atulie apate heshima, ni rais mstaafu. Kwangu unasema si kweli. Uhuru ana haki ya kuzungumza, Uhuru anaweza haki kuchangia kwa sababu ni mwananchi, na uhuru huo uko ndani ya katiba. So haya mambo kwamba atinyamaza mambo yaende, sababu nataka sasa wewe utulie, sababu umekuwa mstaafu, sasa tunataka kutengeneza heshima. Heshima ya kweli ni ile ambayo mambo yanafanyika, lakini ukiona hao wanalilia heshima kutoka kwa Uhuru ni ile kwamba wanagere kuona akisimama popote pale bado wananchi wanampigia mkono, akizungumza naungwa mkono na wananchi. Na ni kwa sababu gani? Kuna mambo ambayo mwananchi bado akikaa hivi anayaona, ana kumbukumbu kwamba kulikuwa na kiongozi wetu huyu alitufanyia hili na hili na hili na hili na hili. Hii ndio rejimu ambayo ilieneza hospitali kila mahali hadi vijijini. Hapa nilipo niko katika wadi yangu, hakuna village haina dispensary, ambapo sasa huyu alioingia angehakikisha kwamba madawa yanapatikana na pia haswa madaktari wa kutosha wamepelekwa katika hizo zahanati, haswa mbali na zile ambazo zimewekwa katika ngazi ya sub county na county. Maana huo ndio mpango ambao ni kuleta matibabu kwa mwananchi. Linda mama ile ilikuwa itasaidia wale wa mama kule vijijini, haina haja wasafiri kwenda mbali, hospitali iko hapo karibu, hapa na pale anapata huduma, anajifungua, anarudi nyumbani. Kwa hiyo bado wananchi wana kumbukumbu, heshima ile iko pale, lakini pia na haki ya kuzungumza kama mambo hayaendi sawa. So hawa wote wanaompinga ni kwa sababu kutaka kumzima ile uungwaji mkono, kwa sababu hiyo legacy ndio ambayo inawatia wasiwasi, kwa sababu haipo upande huu wa pili. Kwa hiyo Matiang'i kuja kuzungumzia swala la Uhuru, mimi nimeungana naye mkono kwamba ni sawa, waachana naye kabisa masuala ya kumtaja kule na hao ni baraka. Lakini kikubwa pia tuangalie nini ambacho anapigiwa vita nacho. Ni kwa sababu bado anakubalika, bado anahesabika, bado yuko na ile haswa, ana ule uongozi ndani yake, yani watu wanautamani. Sasa hivi si katiba, lakini tusimamishe hapa Uhuru na Ruto, watu watakimbia kwa kura zitapewa Uhuru. In fact, baada ya kutuonya kwa muda kwamba tunakokwenda siko jamani, mimi ndiye mlala na mgonjwa, namjua miono yake jinsi anavyopumua. Huyu namjua ni ule wa moja yako, moja ya huyu, moja ya mwananchi na nyingi zangu. Na ndivyo mambo yalivyo mpaka sasa hivi. Hawa wote tunapigia kelele hapa kwa government, waangalie wameandaliwa wapi. So for him mimi naweza nikasema naungana na Matiang'i kwa sababu ni kiongozi, lakini vile vile pia tutathmini kwa nini analengwa Uhuru. Analengwa kwa sababu bado anakubalika katika kwa wananchi. Hebu tuangalie tu, tuvute picture pale Uhuru pale Nyayo wakati wa kumwaga mwenda zake Raila Odinga. Uangalie mhemko wa viongozi. Uhuru alikuwa namba 1 akifuatwa na Winnie. The rest ni ile basi tu sukuma mlevi. Tukurudi haswa kule Bondo, haswa wakati walipokwenda kumpumzisha, aliposimama Uhuru tunaona mchemko. Hata mhemko wake akisimamishi ya ule mhemko bado watu wanahamu na yeye, kwa sababu akandamiza vile, hata kama kuna mapungufu ambayo yalikuwepo katika huo uongozi, lakini kwa kweli bado alikuwa na ile sura na alikuwa na utu ndani yake. So ana kumbukumbu zile ambazo nacha naona anakumbuka. Wanarago wanaangalia hiyo mambo na highway, sisi tunaangalia masuala na Dongo Kundu huko ambayo imekuja ikaisha sasa, ni na barabara ambazo ziko katika kila mahali. Wa chini walikuwa wametengeneza barabara kila mahali. Since alivyoondoka yeye, mabarabara sasa ndio ambayo tunaona akinadiwa kwa magari na pesa ambazo zinaingizwa katika hiyo na hazijulikani kwamba ni kweli wala si kweli. So katika hii hali lazima bwana atapigwa, maana bado anakubalika. Kwa kutaka kumzima ni kwamba atulie, ndio tunatafuta vijisababu kule kwamba huyu pia alikuwa hapa kuchafulia, lakini ukweli wa mambo mwananchi si mbumbumbu, anajua ni nini ambacho kiongozi anafaa haswa wa hadhi kama ya urais anafaa kukaa katika misingi yake, akiondoka aache legacy. Sasa haya tunayashuhudia hapa. Ya tumetengeneza serikali ya pamoja, broad based government, serikali ya wananchi. Kwani mwananchi alihusishwa hapo? So kwa kweli mimi ndio nitakapochangia kwamba Vita vya uhuru ni kwa sababu bado anakubalika kikamilifu, bado wananchi wanampa sikio kama kiongozi. Asante.
Thank you so much. And Miguda, maybe I'll just want to hear from you, your view. With all these comments that are coming from the political class, especially on matters of election, Kenya's had problems with elections since independence. The only year that, according to the observers, is that in 2002, that was the only year that Kenya held a free and fair election. The question I want to ask you, Miguda, is based on the message that is coming out from the political class, based on the revelations, based on the accusations that are coming from those supporting the government and those not supporting the government. At some point, you remember, there's some leaders in other years who would come later and say that they lost the elections. Some would say that they stole the election. What are we learning as a people? What kind of lessons are we learning? And what do you think is the best way forward to deal with this crisis of people having problems each and every time of the election? Miguda.
Marco Bura, you have asked me, what are we learning and how can we ensure that we don't have those problems? We have learned, some of us have been in these classes, 2007, 13, 17, 2022, and some of us have also read, have also participated in those processes. Sorry, remember particularly the 2013, the first presidential election petition at Supreme Court by that, when we were there petitioning for the court coalition. We followed the proceedings and the processes until we realized that the issue of identification was a problem. The issue of manual register, BVR, all sorts procurement, and the issue of manual register and the digital one, whereby we argue that, our people argue that during election day, some people resurrect. They walk to polling station, they cast their ballot, then go back to their grave. It means that the people who were dead, their name was still existing in the manual register. We thought we solved everything until there was minor KI case, whereby we concluded that elections are done at polling stations. We have done a lot, Makubura. You are saying, what are we doing? What have we learned? We have learned a lot. We are doing a lot. 2017 also, by God's grace, we went back to Supreme Court, and the CJ Dr. Emeritus Maraga David state very unequivocal that election is a process from point A to point Z. So you cannot purport you have declared result without Form 34C, 34B, 34A, without identifying a voter, without casting a ballot. And there's a question, a question was raised by Justice Smokin Wanjala, that if I have been given 6, then I have only voted for the president. Where does this 5 goes? And John Masharia, those prominent lawyers, were unable to answer that question. That because there was some cases whereby you find that at the presidential election, there are more votes than this gubernatorial senate. So we say, so do people walk in a polling station and cast for only president, then they ignore other candidates, and everybody's given 5 ballot papers? And that question made that petition to see the light of the day, actually, because the defendant were unable to answer that question, and the elections were nullified, and the fresh elections were called. 2022, we had an issue with the transmission from constituency to polling station. Remember, even right now, the opposition, Gachagua team, Matiang'i team, are all crying loud that we should remove National Talent Center. We should remove Bomas. Remember, previously, they are the beneficiary of Bomas. Matiang'i was a beneficiary of Bomas 2017. Gachagua was a beneficiary of Bomas 2022. Right now, they are saying there's a problem with the National Talent Center. Election should be final at polling station. What we have been advocating for before, Makobura, how best do you want me to answer this question? We have advocated for these reforms. We have even advocated for the electoral justice. We have also advocated for the reconstitution of the IEBC. Many things we have done. You can't just rule out that from the time we get into politics, we haven't done anything. There's a work in progress. And right now, we have joined our good friends from opposition that let us do away with the National Tallying Center. Let us do away with the declaration by the returning officer. We deal at polling station. It will be final. And let them lead from front. Let Matiang'i lead from front. Gachagua lead from front, because as we have been in that war, it's high time now. But not that we are advocating for bad governance. The struggle is on. We want electoral justice. We want social justice. We want inclusivity. We want democracy to prevail. We want equality. We want equity. We want equal distribution of resources to each and every Kenyan. So when we get our new partners who have been beneficiaries of the rogue system, the IBC, now have come out and say there's something wrong with the transmission, we are glad. So Kenyans should join all of us. Lastly, I'm saying, all Kenyans, we should join hands and ensure that we get it right. If you can get our election right, electoral justice, then we are good to go.
Joseph, I'll ask you the same question, and possibly if you can also give us your take or your views on the conflict that is there between Babu Owino and Robert Alai. Joseph, you can give us your view on those two. Miguda will also come and give us his view on Babu Owino and Robert Alai, and then we will close. Joseph?
Thank you, brother Marco Bura, and I think also this one will be my last take as I am winding up. So about Babu Owino and Alai, this one is just childish game, and it is very dangerous games. You cannot be playing with guns and fighting as leaders who have been given mandate by the citizens to lead them, and you're just trying to do your very useless things there in a public space where people are enjoying themselves. You are coming here to start fighting and commotions and even the move of guns. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I don't care if it is Babu Owino or Alai who was in the wrong. It is very unfortunate that leaders have reached to this. And talking about the elections, as Miguda said, I'm going to concur with him. This election should be the tallying center should be abolished. There is no need of the tallying center. People are going to receive the election. No need of even paying that kind of money, too much money to go and host it. Bombers. That money should be put into other uses, or they can give it to be able to enhance this. The IBC should be able to enhance the elections, not hiring places and singers and what have you. That one is a lot of money, which is not of any use. So, Marco Bura, thank you for hosting us today. I want to wish all the people who have been here with us all the best. As I'm winding up with my submissions, I want to thank the likes of Miguda, Marco Bura, Msimamo, and Brother Benson for being here with us and helping us and giving us a platform to be able to air our views. So Marco Bura, I hope you be having a great evening, a good night. I'm going to be able to take a rest a bit because I need to check in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, a good friend Joseph, for finding time to join us this evening. We really appreciate. And to everyone who joined us today, just remind you that this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, kindly like and subscribe. If you do so, it is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa tutasema ni asante. And today we've been having a discussion on why quite a number of leaders from the Luo community or from Migori came out to defend Honorable Sifuna on the accusation that he mishandled the money that was supposed to be used to pay the agents during the elections 2022, a statement that he has come out to refute or to give his version. And again, we've also had a discussion on quite a lot on matters politics and how politics affects our country. I want to take this opportunity to just acknowledge the presence of Nyamu KM. Thank you so much for finding time to join us this evening. Allow me to acknowledge Emmanuel Nyongesa. Thank you so much. Thomas Edward, asante sana kwa kupata nafasi kujiunga na sisi. Abdul, asante sana. There's Paul Okisianga. Asante sana, Paul, for also finding time to be with us this evening. We really appreciate. There's also Douglas Kibogong. Asante sana kwa nafasi yako. Thank you so much for finding time to join us as well. Not forgetting Leo Nyabaya. Asante sana. Austin Okumu. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us this evening. And there's Lynn Nyarjadolo. Thank you so much, Lynn. Benson as well. Thank you so much. Florence. Thank you so much. Mike Onyango. Asante sana. There's also Faith Ken. Asante sana kwa kupata nafasi kujiunga na sisi. And just remind you once again that this is Brother Benson Media. And here we say that your opinion counts. If you are watching for the first time, we request you to just like and subscribe because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us. We do have this kind of conversations, and we request you that if you have time, you can always join us and you give us your take, because the conversations that we do have are all that are geared towards the betterment of our country. Most of what we do here is just giving our opinions based on what we think and also based on what is trending. For that reason, I'm waiting for Miguda to join. He was supposed to give us his final remarks before we call it a day. But as he comes, I want to remind you that this country belongs to all of us. We all have a say, and we should all participate in giving our views, because it is the only way of assisting the leadership in making the right decisions. Therefore, whenever people are having discussions, we need to just join and give our views, because it is the right way of also participating. Remember, if you participate in giving your views, that is when the views are also incorporated by the leaders. That is when the leadership also gets to understand that the style that the style of leadership they're giving is either on the right direction or not. So that is why we do have this kind of conversations. Allow me to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed evening and a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening, a blessed night from wherever you're watching us from. We thank you so much and we hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. May God bless you and see you again tomorrow.